Hello, welcome to my channel. I didn't know what to do today, so I decided just to see. I've lost a bit of my mojo lately, but I'm sure it will come back. So I just thought I'd play with scraps and decorate things. There's a baggie there. Should be another one here somewhere. It's basically playing with bits and pieces that are on my desk, which isn't much lately. So I was thinking, it makes it hard when you haven't got a plan in place. But what I thought I'd do, I've got baggies here. I'll open that up. And we'll decorate a couple of bags. I just generally play. I like inking my stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I'm an inker. I don't ink everything as such, but I thought for this I better do a bit of inking because I'm going to utilise my scraps and I don't know. But this is very old music paper. It's over 100 years old, so it's very frail. And I think there's 2 pages here. It doesn't matter. But I'm just ripping. I'm going to be ripping and laying because that's what I know how to do. And I've got some magazine paper. It's an old 1956, I think. So I can rip a bit of that. And then just lay things down as I see fit. Also, what I have got is embossed paper as well. I thought I'd utilise that. And I'm going to go light. Like when you lay things down, it's always wise to have a light colour. I believe so anyway. How this is going to work, I've got no idea. But I'm going to ink again because I want the vintage effect. And don't be scared to rip because ripping is fun. And I just thought, I'll just play. Do you know, like, I don't need a plan to play. But I do need to get some of this mojo that I seem to have lost in the last week or so. Not that, I can plan a video and whatnot, but I feel like I like them when I don't plan them. Because then I'm likely to get something I really like. So I need to do a couple of things with my journals and whatnot, but I just thought, hey, why not come on here and see what I come up with what I'm planning to do. I don't know, I'm all about layers, you know, I like layers. So normally if I layer, I will get an idea of what will be, because that's how I play, you know. I don't plan things to the T, if you know what I mean. But I like to think that I've got layers. And I love overlaying over things. And like I said, you know, utilising all this junk that's lying around is the only way I know how to do it. And there's stuff in my stash that doesn't get used. But you can still junk journal without a plan. That's what I'm trying to get at. That is what I'm trying to get at. And still make something look effective. And I think I'm going to lay that there, but that needs more inking on the bottom. Like I said, you don't have to have a plan to come up with something. You just keep trying to lay things. Now, normally, I'm of an opinion in 3s, but sometimes I do add more. You know, nothing has to be set in stone when you're junk journaling. Now, I want a bit of gauze. No, I need my better scissors, really. Like I said, I'm just finding things that are random around the house, you know, things we all got bits of. We all got a bit of gauze, we all got a bit of this and a bit of that. So, hence why I'm doing this video. I do need to make some things, so doing this is a good idea. It'll get me out of my funk for a bit, you know, and you know how we get in those moods where we don't know what we're doing, we don't know where to put things. Well, I'm of opinion, just lay things down and build it. And that's what I do, I build. And hope to goodness I come up with something. And that can go like that. So we can still see the writing. And that needs more inking. And what I'm going to do, oops, the gauze, oh my gauze. I hope I'm in frame, because sometimes I forget to check that, and it's annoying when I forget. So I thought there, I've got this bit of fabric, and I thought, why not just gather it in? It gathers in well if you've got fabric glue. I find fabric glue is good for multiple uses. Just make sure you don't block your envelope. And then we need to pinch it. See how there's no plan in place? I just lay things down. Like I said, nothing has to be perfect about this. Because when you start laying things perfectly down and all that, I find you tend to overthink it. So we're deciding not to overthink, and we're just going to lay things down as we need to. I've got these little photo things. I've bought them ages ago. They've been sitting here for a good while. I never use them. It's about time I did. And this is what this is about, this video. About time I use some of this stash that I've got lying about, like serving no purpose really, and it takes up room. So it's a way of building up your stash. If you're doing a journal, you can basically start doing things with it. I've never used this acetate before, so it's going to be interesting to see. I just want to make sure I get it where I want it. And then I've got this lace. It's just a vintage piece of lace, but I really like it. It's from an old. Now you can trim around it and cut it into a flower. I keep the bits and pieces, and I'll show you why in a minute. See how quick and easy that was? All because I just didn't overthink it. I'm just laying things down and hoping it works for me. And generally it does. I'll put that there, because then it will finish that bit off. Could have put a button there. Now, what else did I want to lay? I'm just going to cut a bit of this doily. See, because I'm not overthinking it, it just is actually working for me. Now, I want that to stay up. And now I'm going to just glue this down here. And you notice I didn't ink it because I don't need to. So there's one. Needs a button. But you see what I've done so quickly with just doing that technique. I don't know if it needs a button or a bling. So I might go a bling. Like my bling. Who doesn't like their bling? But like I said, I didn't overthink this. It's not about overthinking. This is about just laying things down, and it works. But literally, that has worked out in my favour, that page. And I'll get one more other thing that I should have got. Oh, well, I found one. I utilise these a lot, bob pins. Just for a bit of decorations. You could put a charm on them if you want, or you can just leave it like I did. There. One. Now, I did have a clear envelope here. Oh, there's this one. Let's decorate that one. Again, not overthinking. Because that's what we do wrong, I think. We overthink our projects. And when we overthink, it's just a disaster, I think, for me anyway. Or it puts you in a funk. So I'm trying not to get into the funk of not overthinking this. Where's the other piece? And you see I'm sticking to the lighter colour, but I need to ink it. How it's going to turn out, I don't know. That's the beauty of not overthinking. And you'd be surprised then how much you change your project from not overthinking it. I still feel that needs to be really darker there, just to age it. Okay, so let's start laying. Like, this shouldn't take me more than 30 minutes to do 3 projects. I use the fabric glue only because it's that much quicker for me. I want to put that right on the edge because I want that burnt look showing. So I hope you are having a good week and a good weekend coming up, because it's just nice that you can. I've got to try and get a tutorial done at some stage for my last video, because I would like to show you just some simple techniques with your covers. And now I'm going to really give that, even though it's been dyed, it just still needs a bit of ink. Now, what I need is that. And again, I'm just going to haphazardly lay it down. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. Because when I start being perfect in a project, it does not work out for me. Now, I want a bit more fabric. Will this give me some? It might. I love ripping fabric. I don't know how many of you do, but I just love it. And again, I'm going to do that laying technique because I like it. Now, because this has got nice bits and pieces, because it was an actual placemat. And like I said, the glue is fantastic for doing this without sewing. And this is what I like about this project, because we're not sewing. Again, I need some of this. This is a bit different again, but it'll still do the trick. I think it's in 2. Well, we'll know in a minute if I can't pick at it. It's one of the bandages. I don't know if it's going to come apart. I just seem lately just to be all fingers and thumbs, and don't you hate that, you know? And you want to journal, and you want to do this, and you want to do that, but it doesn't seem to happen. So we need a picture. I got some pictures ready, so it was easy, actually, to come up with something because of that. And all I've done, I wasn't straight. I just used my scissors and I cut things up. Like I said, this is not about being perfect. This is more about, let's junk it up, I suppose. You know, let's do something with it. This didn't get enough glue on it here. Like I said, I am not about being perfect today. This is about just laying a focal point. There's that bit of lace that were left over. I tend to use those pieces when I come across them. But I'm thinking I might cut that and lay that on the bottom. I'll take that bit away. I'm going to take that bit away. Like I said, I ain't being perfect today. This is about just going with the flow. Because when I start to be perfect, what ends up happening to me, you know, like I get in a funk. And I don't want to be in a funk. And I'm going to brown that up a little bit because I just think it's too much white. And then I'm going to use one of these flowers again. And like I said, they're so easy to cut out. You know, it's not like they're hard. It's fun. Now, if this video shuts up before I'm finished, thank you for watching. I hope that I make sense. Oh, because sometimes, I don't know, I get my English mixed up with my first language, and it's not intentional because I've been speaking English now for a long, long time. But as kids growing up, we weren't allowed to speak English. So Maltese was my first language. And I'm going to put this here now. And I want a little bit of a diamante. So we basically put things to good use. We've put our scraps to good use. Oopsie day. And I'm just going to frame here with that little bits of lace that I cut up. So it doesn't go to waste, because it does go to waste if you don't utilise your bits and pieces. And I'm for one not wasting, so there it is there. And all it needs, I think, I need my stamp. And something else, I hope. So utilise your stamp to break it up, you know. Just see if I can get a better image for my stamp. There you go. And I'm going to do it there. And I'm also going to get... So I hope you enjoy this craft along. Like I said, it's nothing big. I just wanted to come on and just do something different. I'm going to put her there. Right on her face. And there you go. I think I need a bit of stamping there as well. Like I like the white because it's going to give you that textured look, but it just breaks it up a little bit. So that's another pocket we just made. And it didn't take long. Let's see if I've got another one here. I thought I did. So if I don't finish, thanks for tuning in. And I will take photos of these so you can actually see how they turned out. Because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I go back and revisit whatever I'm making. Now, I did have one, and I don't know where it is. Ah, there you go. We're going to use this one this time. And I'm just going to age it lightly. Normally, look, I would tea dye it, but I'm just not going to. Because I think they stay stronger, these glassine bags. Is that correct? And in this one, I am going to cut a bit of my magazine page. And ink. I don't know what it is about inking, but when you ink, it just seems to lift your project off the page. And that's what we're trying to do. Lift it off the envelope, I suppose you could say. See what I mean about my English? Like sometimes you'll hear me say one word, but I mean the next, and blah, blah, blah. I hope I amuse you when I do that. I get upset with myself because I'd like to think that you're understanding me, and whether you are or not, I don't know. Let me know in comments, will you, if you do understand what I'm trying to teach you, because this is what this is about, you know. Don't plan. And especially if you're in a funk, get a few items and play. That's what I believe works for me. See, my paper's not cut perfectly, but it's been embossed. Like, I've got a lot of embossed pieces of paper in a container, and I just pull them out as I need them. Because, like I said, we're not about wasting. So all my scraps are basically utilised in some way, shape or form. So I'm going to put that there. And like I said, I'm not about being perfect, because that I'm not. I just like to think that I can come up with something that's going to look good, you know, and stand out and be something nice. Look, when I go shopping, I'm always about buying whatever scrappy pieces of lace they have. I don't like spending a fortune on my stuff, because I'm trying to teach it on a budget. So I figure, well, you can't teach on a budget. Oh, gosh. See what I mean? The old language goes out the door and gets all mixed up. Like, you should hear my mum. My mum, God love her soul, she's nearly 90. She doesn't care. She speaks Maltese and English combined in one conversation. It makes you laugh, actually. But I like that she's not embarrassed about herself doing that. I just tend to get a bit embarrassed about myself, which is annoying, because I don't like being embarrassed about anything. Now, then what I do is find another picture. And I found something cute here. It's a matter of inking it. This is from TaylorMade Journals on one of the sites I belong to, and she has some beautiful collages. And normally I would have cut around her, but I decided not to. But I need I need this. So I want to fray it a bit because I just think it looks good frayed and you get more out of it. So I'm going to, again, lather it on. Like I said, this is just a simple, basic. No thinking about it and just doing it. And it already looks good. And then I can cut one of these out. Again, I've got to get into to cut them just to make it into a flower. Because I like my flowers with a little bit of diamante on it. It just looks good. And you don't have to be perfect at cutting it either, you know. Like, I used to think, oh, you've got to cut it perfectly. But you know what? We're taking away from the beauty of what we've already created when we take so long in cutting things perfect and all that. So down here, I'm going to add that bit of lace. And then I'm going to add the scraps that I've accumulated. And they'll still look good. Like I said, because we're not meant to be perfect. It's just, all you're doing is just breaking it up and making a really nice little layout. Now, I want one or more of these photo frames, wherever they are. That's too big. This one will do. And I just think these are really perfect. I mean, like I said, I found them some years ago. And they seem to be sticking on quite fine. So I want to lift that up a little bit, and I want to just make sure her face is covered. There. And again, I'll just lay bits of laces that I find. And like I said, I'm not about being perfect. I just don't want to waste things, you know. So the scraps even go in. Now, what I do want